Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host, Paul James. Today I'm joined by Matto Phillips. How are you, mate, in this post-PAX era?
Sore, really sore. Like, top of the body is fine. Down below the waist is absolute pain.
It's been 3 years, but we've aged more than 3 years in that
Worth
time.
it. Absolutely worth it.
So, I mean, we'll keep it kind of brief because you've been on the Pixel Cast to be able to talk about it. What are some of the highlights?
Just being back, that's the biggest highlights. Some people call it a return, but I see a lot of people don't call it a return. It was a reunion.
All right, I can get around that. Yeah, I mean, it was good.
Because let's be honest, there was no handshakes going around. It was all hugs. Hugs everywhere, which may not help. And some people.
I don't know about you, but I'm not coughing and spluttering yet. So
me either. I know it's weird. People
complain. Help but feel like I've been to a grand final sitting around 100,000 people. I've now been to PAX with at least tens of thousands of people on any given day. COVID's not real.
I think it's just because where we live, the air is clean.
We're immune.
We're in the coldest place possible not in Australia. That's probably somewhere where you go skiing, but it's pretty cold.
Or Tasmania.
No one cares about Tasmania. But let's be honest, Paul's surely disappointed because his old buddy, Old Power Shoes' favourite beer is 4X.
Oh, yeah, we've learnt about that earlier today as we record. Holy shit.
And out of all places, he thought he'd leave Melbourne first to show his absolute
very strategic.
For his love for 4X, because all those craft beer hipsters would be absolutely outraged from drinking that absolute garbage of a beer.
I'm shocked that 4X
out of all beers, it's
hell. Drink VB, mate.
I'd drink it. Just drink non-alcoholic beer would be better than 4X. It's
yeah. I can't even think of too many Queensland locals that'd be defending this.
Oh, buddy. Hey,
buddy, you watching, listening? Thoughts on 4X? Let us know in the comments.
What are your thoughts on 4X Gold?
So yeah, I mean, I agree with you. The best thing was just kind of getting into the rhythm again, and catching up with people. All the social stuff was kind of cool. As we talked about, I think during last week's episode, we actually haven't been potentially face to face since PAX 2019, despite all of the shows and stuff.
And living 15 minutes away from each other.
Yeah.
And casually walking past each other in a car park 2 weeks ago, which I did say hi because I had some highly valuable asset with me, which was a PlayStation 5. And
I had two little children.
But being the place it is that we were in the same car park, there is no time to stop when you have a PS5. You could turn around for 5 seconds and that PS5 would be gone. It's gone.
So, yeah, it was... look, it was awesome to get back and see people. And as you said, the hugs were flying left, right, and centre. Plenty of games to play, though I'll admit, and my circumstances, I guess, on Sunday, as Twitter has kind of revealed, weren't necessarily perfect. I didn't get a chance to really dive into the show floor as much as I would have liked in the end, but it was kind of cool to just get around and try out some cool indies. There was basically no AAA presence, and that was kind of cool too.
We'll just say there was no PlayStation or Nintendo, because let's be honest, Xbox has got nothing. Xbox has got nothing to show except probably some Ubisoft games and Gears of War, and that's really it. They've got nothing else.
That. But I follow what you mean. Yeah.
Nintendo and PlayStation have got all the big stuff coming in 2023, just like everyone else.
Oh,
imagine if.
Yeah, we'll get there. We've got
everyone
survival guide.
And everyone was lined up for an online game, which was just weird.
Which one?
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, that was nuts.
It was nuts, and
it's probably the second biggest. Well for him.
I was to say the second biggest line at PAX was the merch store, which out of all places.
Yeah. Well, people all want their stuff a bit like you with your 2021 beanie, and they were selling 2019 shirts.
Yeah, but
your Devolver.
If anyone doesn't know, 2021 PAX didn't happen. They just had. I didn't even realize till I purchased it. I thought, I got myself a 2021 beanie. I was like, hang on a second.
Wait, it's 2022.
There was no. Hang on. Wait a minute. I wasn't here in 2021. It wasn't here.
Dodgy bastards.
They got me good.
So, with PAX kind of behind us, we're back to the news beats, and PlayStation has angered people. And if you thought that the rage that they whipped up when they announced The Last of Us Part 1 was big, well, it's gotten even bigger because they've announced...
Gorilla said, hold my 4X.
Yeah. The Gorillas, well, I guess no one's announced it yet, but it seems crystal clear because there's a lot of different sources all reporting on it. Different outlets with their own sets of sources, all confirming the same thing, that Horizon Zero Dawn, a 2017 PS4 game that even has PS5 upgrades, is getting a remake of some sort.
And is available on PC as well, I should say.
Yeah, it's on PC too. Yeah, so I don't know, they're just going to port that. We'll see. But so we thought, look, that's not a great idea, despite the fact that Paul will obviously buy it and play it.
Hello, but let's be honest here. Any game would be better for a remaster than Horizon. Horizon's not a bad game. I'm not saying
awesome.
that, but it's 5 years old. There's no need for a remaster. No, just like you, some sucker. Just wait. They'll bring out this tall neck edition or whatever, and everyone's gonna just fight over it.
Yeah, I mean.
Or what was another one?
The Thunderjaw.
Thunderjaw, that's the one. Thunderjaw. Or that the alligator one. I forget what it's called. Snapmore, that's the one.
Yeah, they'll sucker us in with something like that, and I'd be 100% buy. But we thought, look, that's not a great idea. So let's come up with 5 suggestions each for games that would absolutely be better, and we're focusing on PlayStation games specifically that need a remake more than Horizon Zero Dawn. So I don't know. We may take turns, we may not. We'll just kind of see how we go here. But I know you said you had a list pre-show of about 10. I whipped mine up immediately before we started. I've got 6.
I whipped mine up about an hour before you sort of whipped yours up. So
which is more or less the moment that we decided what topic we were going to do. But anyway. So we're going to go through, I guess, 5 games each that we think deserve a remake more than Horizon Zero Dawn. Matto, do you want to kick things off?
So it's a good thing we can't get banned on YouTube for this, because there'll be all those angry fanboys, just like, we can't go on N4G anymore anyway, because someone got banned there. But
yeah, I got banned.
No big loss.
For being a really good news reporter, but let's ignore that.
Yes, just because one person's PlayStation 5 was a bit noisy. But it was no noisy beast, that's for sure.
Oh, there's another reference.
So that's now
another reference to PR that are upsetting.
Another story.
Now we'll get to the internet, like the games media and influencers that have upset as well. We'll just keep working our way through this, Dash.
We continue on our previous week of just ripping into people.
Dash, Steve Wright, Dan Allen. Clowns.
How is Dan's gaming going?
He's probably getting plenty of time for gaming at the moment because he's not having to do any influencing.
Burn. But
I wish I could. I had nothing to do with that one.
Yes, he did that to it. We all know. As Obi-Wan Kenobi has said, you've done that to yourself.
All right, what do you got? What's the first game you're thinking needs?
Well, the first game I decided to, because I have the PlayStation Plus. I think the Deluxe.
Oh yeah,
I think that's the top one. Is that the top one?
That's it. That's
I went to have a look at. I had to look at classic games, only to find out there's absolutely bugger all classic games in there. I thought there'd be more, to be honest. I just thought, oh, where's all these games? There's nothing. I know it's early days yet, but they talk about, we got classic games and all this. They have trophies and that, and then there's nothing there except Ape Escape. But that's not the game I'm talking about.
Oh, thank God. That shit just deserves to die.
Sorry,
Shannon Grixty, who's from Press Start, who just, I think, felt a knife go into his back out of nowhere. But Ape Escape's shit.
More like a machete.
I don't know. Maybe it's one of those you had to be there ones. I was not there, and I played it in 2022, and I hate that shit.
Yeah, you're probably about a good 25 years late. I don't know when it came out. Like you said, you had to be there. You had to be there at the moment. You had to be there at Video Easy, hiring it out.
Yeah.
Like the old days. But while we get onto the game, Siphon Filter.
Cool.
Because I tried to play that because it's on classic
on Deluxe,
catalog thing, Deluxe. I tried to play it. The controls, I wouldn't say they're horrible. Let's just say controls have come a long way since the late 90s.
Yeah, late 90s and PS1 days.
Back in the days when the analog stick was not used to move your camera or or the person, and the controls are all just weird. It's one of those things that's hard to explain because you look at today, you use two joysticks to like move your character,
move yourself and move your camera.
Move yourself. And back in the old days, you had a D-pad or one joystick. That was it. I scratch my head and go, how the hell did we do this?
We didn't. Not well.
We didn't. Not well. Well, we did it pretty good, but now we just go back and go.
Now it's a dream.
Completely. Yeah. It's just an absolute luxury. And just improve the graphics, improve the fire for the people your day zone, all that.
I'll get the Jim Ryan can shot pose going. The one where he's holding the thing down like he's deliberately playing, and it's what an
absolute photo. Get that guy who accidentally played the Nintendo Wii back. Get that guy back.
Yeah,
get someone who actually cares about people and not pretending to care about indies because Xbox just all of a sudden care about indies, or anyone else. Steam, Nintendo, or maybe not Nintendo. Nintendo's got like shitloads of. That catalog is huge. Well, not some of them not that great, but Siphon Filter, remaster, improve fire, leave the doors as they are, and the puddles.
Oh, puddles. Let's not even get.
I don't. Or maybe not have puddles because if you're using a taser, that's just dangerous. But just be nice to see Siphon Filter, a game that's probably people have forgotten about because it was only on the PS1. Don't know about 2.
They had there was PSP games and PS2 entries as well.
Oh really?
But, there you go. It's been 20-ish years.
It's been a long time. Let's be honest here.
Somewhere between 15 and 20. It's a long time.
It's a long time. It's a long time between games, or just evolution of games and controls and
Siphon Filter's really cool. So I'm all for coming back. And it holds up better than Ape Escape, so let's do it. My first pick would be, I'll keep it kind of, I'll go with a big name straight out the gate. The God of War titles, the early ones. I don't mean remaking 2018, just to be crystal clear.
Hey, I put that one down too as one of my remakes as well. On my list.
My thought was, like, I initially wrote the God of War trilogy, then I kind of like, oh wait, no, we probably don't need 3 because 3 is a PS3 game.
I went 1. 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, because I went from all like the core 3 to just 1 and 2 to then 1, 2, Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta. Like I've kind of bounced around a little bit there. I don't think 3 belongs in there simply because it's already
2013 or something. It was like...
Oh, no, it was 2010.
It was a remaster. It was a remaster.
But yeah, God of War 3 got a remaster on the PS4, and that's why I was kind of opposed to that one. Because I've actually got... there's two specific PS3 games or franchises on this list that I'll go with. So I'm not opposed to a PS3 remake. Last of Us was stretching it because it was right on the very brink of it became a PS4 game as well. So that's kind of where the issue is with that. But I think at least God of War 1 and 2, those two are incredible games, especially God of War 2. And it'd be kind of cool with all the hype around Ragnarok to, like, even if this ends up being the last God of War or the last God of War for a long time or whatever the case happens to be, go back and remake the originals and kind of bring them up to that same sort of standard in terms of the way they look. Like the gameplay, you probably don't change that stuff up. You make it more or less a PS2 game, but with PS5 visuals. I can get around that. Look great.
I don't know. Do you go with like the 2018 God of War perspective, or do you stick with?
Oh no, you literally just recreate God of War 1 and 2. Like same perspectives, they go for the same angles, they do like all the same, but it's just toss out all the old visuals and audio work,
improve
voice acting, and just update all of it. But yeah, the gameplay, all of that remains the same. That would be my thing. A bit like what they did with Shadow of the Colossus, for example, when they brought that to PS4, which was literally that was a weird one because that was a PS2 game that then got a PS3 remaster, that then got a PS4 remake, and each time it was literally just the exact same game, like a bit like what Blue Point did with Demon Souls as well, where it was the exact same game with brand new assets. I reckon that's the path you go down. So, God of War, we'll say 1 and 2, but maybe if they're feeling charitable, throw Ghost of Sparta and Chains of Olympus in there as well. Like it. It's Jim Ryan, so he'll try and do it in a separate bundle.
Of course, because he's a dickhead.
That's it. Over to you.
Come on. Jim's like this decade's Don Matrick, and that's not a good. Yeah, that is not a good thing. Not a good thing.
But on the plus side, at least he's not Phil Harrison.
Yes, but unless he says you can go play that, it's called the PS4, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, he's still got one more jump to go, and I was just starting to warm up too.
Or the PS3. I'll worry about the PS3 part later. But if you said, I'll keep that till later. We'll go on to my next games. I should say games for this one. It's all the same as you for 1 and 2 of a game. That's Driver 1 and 2.
Yeah, okay. I don't even know who owns Driver these days.
Well, Ubisoft made the last one, so I don't know who.
Yeah, so I'm guessing probably Ubisoft are the owners, but I'll double check in the meantime. Keep going. I'm going to look it up.
Well, yeah, because I say 1 and 2 because 3 got released on all consoles, so don't have to worry about that one. But 1 and 2, 2 was on PlayStation, and for some weird reason, Game Boy Advance, which is a strange one. But it'd be just nice to see, same as like you say with God of War, just see the new and improved visuals. Ubisoft. It is Ubisoft. How the hell did they get?
They picked it up off Atari somewhere along the way, apparently.
I think Atari owned it at one stage.
Yeah, that's when they picked it off Atari. So,
hey, Atari, we're going to take this. Oh, you want this? Oh, that's too bad. Oh, sorry, Atari. Whatever happened to Atari? They used to be cool.
So we'll give you a pass on this because it was exclusive to PlayStation for a long time, even if it's not a PlayStation.
Not anymore.
Thing, but that's fine.
Well,
bring it back. Make it aligned with PlayStation.
Well, if they got it, remake it.
Yeah.
Tell Jim it'll make money, and Jim will go, okay, cool.
And then go speak to Eels Gimmo and people will like you for doing it, and you'll be like, oh, good. People don't like me much right now, so I better do it. Sorry. Or people will. No, that's a horrible French accent. I'm not doing that again. Oh.
I do like how you just stop yourself midway there and go, oh wait,
nope, that was horrible.
No, stop myself right there. But I'm gonna say Driver 1 and 2 because it'd just be nice to see in 2022 or 2023, whatever, onwards.
Sometime.
New and improved detailed car, and not some pixelated looking grey thing.
Yeah,
I'm with that. Because that would be more exciting than Horizon Zero Dawn, because that came out only 5 years ago. This one came out probably 25 years ago.
Yeah, 20.
Long time
at
ago.
Least 20 plus, yeah. No, I can get all around that. That'd be cool. My next one, I'm bouncing all over the tracks, but I might actually go with one that's kind of the same sort of vein as what you're talking about. The Getaway.
Oh, yeah.
From the PS2.
I do remember The Getaway.
And I feel like that's almost PlayStation's opportunity to cash in on the GTA love that everyone has, and maybe even the lack of GTA. Like people love The Getaway, and there was a lot that it had in common with GTA. The team responsible.
Do it with people, not with AIs.
Yeah, well, there's that too.
And not looking like a hot mess. Like
I just
did with.
Oh yeah, like the GTA 3,
the trilogy thing.
The trilogy one. Yeah.
There's the same people that had to go for Cyberpunk, so well done, Rockstar, for that. You really outdone yourself.
Smashed it out of the park. Yeah, I think with like GTA 6 presumably still being at least a year or two away, but even if it's not, even if it's closer or further out, it doesn't really matter. I think this is like they could remake the franchise, like I guess more reboot style. Like use the first one, like we're going to start it here. We may base it on the story of the original, but then just like go full GTA on the whole thing. Doesn't necessarily have to be as kind of loose and stupid as GTA, but like have a gigantic open world, allow you to break into wherever and get whatever you want. All those sorts of things, like all the stuff that you know GTA for. Like do all of that stuff and go from there. And I think that'd be a really good place for them to go. So for me, The Getaway would be a a really awesome pick. They had another one. I think it was Black Monday, the Getaway Black Monday, I think was the name.
I'm not. Did that ever get made? Because I know there was talks about it, but I'm not sure if it ever.
I'm pretty sure there was.
Maybe it did.
I'm pretty sure Black Monday was a thing, but then they were potentially working on another one, and then that never.
Or maybe
came
it was
out.
maybe it was the third one I'm thinking of that never.
Yeah, it's the third one. Yeah, I've just checked now. So Getaway was December 2002. The Getaway Black Monday was 2024, so they turned that around in 2 years, and obviously GTA was up and rolling at that point.
Did you say 2024?
Sorry, 2004.
2004. Okay.
And then there was the third one that was in development, and that just disappeared. And I feel like that'd be a really good opportunity because the developers responsible for it, London Studio, they're the ones that did the VR game Blood and Truth, which was basically like a Getaway style thing but VR. So it kind of showed that they were, I don't know, interested in maybe taking on that style of game again. I don't know. Important thing to note after I just hung it on Phil Harrison before, though, is a note that I'm seeing here on the Getaway 3's Wikipedia page saying Richard Bunn, a former developer, had noted the game was cancelled shortly after Phil Harrison was... Oh, hang on. Phil Harrison was replaced by Shu, not the other way around. Oh, Shu, what have you done?
Oh,
Drinking too many
no.
4Xs, mate.
Sure.
Oh, that's a mistake.
There on his 4X. Oh,
Shit.
dear. Your hero is now the enemy. Congratulations. Was it?
No, he's done too many other good things, so we'll
Rather die the hero or live long enough to become the villain. That is Shu.
it could be that. I don't know. We'll see how we go.
I think that 4X just is done it for everyone. Everyone's just
We're
like,
off it
no,
now.
Shu. No. What have you done?
I had my photo with him and Greg Rice. It was a moment in time, and now they're dead to me. Well, Shu is. Sorry, Shu.
Unless he redeems himself with better beer.
Yeah. Get some Bolter into you, mate.
That's some good. That was some good stuff.
That was good flowing at co-op on Friday night. All right, what's your third game in need of a remake?
Well,
Third franchise,
third one.
whatever.
Third. This is sort of throwing a spanner in the works with this one. Point Blank, the game. That was like the one where you used to have the little gun. You used to shoot. It's like a little arcade style game.
Jeez, I don't remember Point Blank in the slightest. So this is gonna be cool for me to quickly double check and jog my memory on this one. Go on.
And yeah, that was a fun game. It's just pretty much full on just shooting and
2008 video game.
nah, it's earlier than that. Way earlier.
First person shooter developed for Microsoft Windows. Huh.
No, that's the wrong one. It should be a PlayStation one, not whatever that one is.
PS1
Definitely
game?
not. PS1 game, yes.
Oh yeah, there just must have been something else. Yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, okay, I've seen this art before. Yeah, I'm with you now. Okay.
But with
Oh, an old
but
Namco, an old Namco
Yeah.
game. Right, I'm with you.
No, instead of with the gun, you put it into VR
Oh, yeah, checks out.
because the PlayStation VR is a thing. You don't really hear much about it till you don't really hear a lot about it. You just like hear occasional VR games. I know Resident Evil Village is becoming
Oh,
a
we'll
VR
be
game.
getting a big PSVR 2 blowout before the end of the year. I'm almost certain of that. I think they're just waiting for God of War to come out so that they don't get in their own way. And then once that's out and it gets all its incredible reviews, presumably, that's when they'll
just
kick
like
the
that,
door down and go, okay, early
just like that-
2023, here it is.
Yeah, just like that pirate game that just magically got delayed.
Yeah, Skull and Bones is bailed.
Color Birds.
And Sonic, having seen that game in action over the course of this past weekend, Kratos doesn't have to worry about Sonic.
Kratos has got nothing to worry about.
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay,
Just look
Point
at-
Blank could be kind of cool, though. Now that I've kind of, jogged my memory on the whole thing. There was quite a few of them. But they're, like, there's some
remember
somewhat
two of
recent
them.
ones. There was Point Blank Adventures on iOS and Android. It's a free-to-play game on mobile. And
What?
Point Blank X in 2016 for the arcade.
Oh, well, the arcade would make sense because you just use the gun.
Yeah, so they
So that
haven't
makes sense.
forgotten about it. It's just
Um,
bring it to
didn't
the
even
right
know-
places.
Yeah, as I say, I didn't even know it still existed. I thought it was just Point Blank 1 and 2, and that was it. Not, oh, the arcade one makes sense,
Yeah.
but don't know about the phone one. That just makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, actually, like they're all pretty well tied to the arcade. The first one was an arcade game. Second one, third, fourth, yeah, they're basically all arcade games except for whatever the Gunvari Collection plus Time Crisis is on the PS2.
Time Crisis.
Yeah,
Time
which
Crisis.
is I think that's already coming back. I think Time Crisis is coming back in some
Oh,
form.
it is. That was another one on my list. I wrote down.
I could have it wrong. No.
Another one involving a gun.
No, it's not. But there you go. So we've probably just spoiled your next thing. But
no, you did.
Okay, cool.
You did.
Well, then I'll jump across to. I'm deliberately avoiding the things that people would just expect me to go for because they're coming. I'll just wait till the end. Legend of the Dragoon, which is a PS1 JRPG that Shu led and was responsible for, is an RPG. Yeah, it's an RPG that lots of JRPG fans, especially that era, are kind of calling out for to come back. JRPGs are kind of surging again in popularity, and they don't necessarily need to just straight up remake it again. I think maybe more of a reboot style thing, a bit like the Getaway stuff. Use that as an opportunity to kind of take the story if you want, but take the characters, all those sorts of things, but just treat it like what a game would look like in 2023, for example. What a JRPG in 2023 might look like. So maybe it's more like a Final Fantasy VII Remake style thing where it's completely abandons the turn-based stuff and all those sort of things. But that's fine by me. So that's the last of my, I guess, really kind of classic era ones. That is a gigantic bug crawling on your blinds that is just out of... is that like a cockroach on your...
No, that is the old Australian standard fly.
That one is, and people can't quite see it. It is just cut off.
Oh wait,
that is. Here we go. That is an enormous fly.
That's the wrong type of season for that type of fly.
To-do list.
It's 2 months too early.
List. That's all right. I'm just going to enjoy the to-do list.
Just ignore the smiley face as well.
No one can see that. But,
I can see the smiley face. There we go.
They can now. To-do list. Shit.
To-do list. Yeah, don't worry about the to-do list. That's an old one. I can't. To be honest, that to-do list, I can't actually rub it off with the whiteboard marker because it's been there for so long. It's actually set here. It's like permanent marker now. I can't get it off.
There you go. There you go. Nailed it now. And then the fly took off too. That thing looked like a monster. That's a credit to your brand new Elgato face cam camera. Because
be honest, if that was the old camera, we would have never seen that because it would have been that blown out. You would have never seen the fly on. I'm not even know why I'm pointing there because you can't see where I'm pointing.
I always felt like the curtains were further away than they clearly are. So that may be another part.
I think it's just more because of the lens in the camera.
Objects
because
in
even
camera
better. Okay, even better with this camera too. See, no focus. Zero focus.
Elgato. No, it's got no focus.
No focus. None of this autofocus BS. It's just for no reason. Like, imagine, say, if that fly went across the lens, that would have just absolutely been catastrophic with my older camera. What are you saying I'll wait for?
I just realized I realized I ticked off like my sixth one that I wasn't going to use in my list. So I've actually...
oh, dear.
I've now left myself with 2 that absolutely must be on there and 1 that I really wanted to put on there and that wasn't obvious. So I don't know. We'll see how we go. I might just have to shout out a 6th soon. But anyway, yeah, Legend of the Dragoon, Shu, abandon this indie bullshit. No, don't do that. Indies are cool. But lead Legend of the Dragoon back into the light at the same time. And put that 4x down. Matto, it's over to you again.
All right. So we've already got 2 more. We got 2 more. 1 more, 2, 1.
2, yeah. But yeah, feel free to go 3 if you want, so that I don't have to abandon the one that I didn't want to abandon.
All right, so my next one is the old school Ratchet and Clank games, not the whatever you call the reboot one that was out probably the same time as Horizon or maybe a bit earlier.
Yeah, the remake of the original was 2016.
Yeah, so the ones...
I guess kind of a remake. A remake based on the movie, based on the game.
Yeah, so the ones before that game, because I never got to play them, because...
Are you talking about like the old PS2 ones, or are you talking about like the future games, the Tools of Destruction and...
No, the old PS2 games we'll go with. We'll go with the old PS2 games.
That's fair. I mean, they're all really good. Obviously, the old PS2 game, yeah, you've got the first one remade. But yeah, if they could go and do, was it Up Your Arsenal was the second one, I think, if I remember. Which again, naming conventions.
That's
brilliant.
brilliant. So you can't do that anymore these day and age because people get upset and go, "Oh, you can't put that in there." It's like, yes, you can.
Yeah. Oh no, Up Your Arsenal was the third one. It's oh no, just a pretty good one as well. Going Commando is the second one.
Oh, that's good.
So, I mean, look, their naming convention's always been good. From those two, they had Deadlocked afterwards, which wasn't so much of a play on words, like a punny kind of sexual sort of play on words. But then you got the future ones, which was like Tools of Destruction, Quest for Booty, A Crack in Time.
It says, if you said all those titles, I would have thought for a second.
Rift Apart from a few years ago.
I was just say, I would have thought for a second that you'd be talking about Borderlands names, but not Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, they've cleaned up the naming convention and probably to bring in kids, but even then, Rift Apart.
Well, I mean,
Ripped Apart. That was how I was referring to it before it came out.
Ah, let's say so. Sunset Overdrive's just Sunset Overdrive. There's no fancy wording.
Sunset OD.
There.
It's about ODs. Yeah, OD.
Oh, drugs.
Yeah.
Oh, good. There
Get
you
on
go.
some fizzy. Get some fizzy in you.
Well, actually, when you come to think about it, that makes perfect sense in that game.
Yeah.
Because everyone drinks some stuff and they turn into monsters. So they did OD.
Checks out. No, Ratchet's an awesome pick. And so I'll go with the game that came out. And again, let's. Do you mind if we go 6 so that I don't have to so I can squeeze my obvious ones in there?
We can go 6.
So again, I'll leave the obvious ones till last. Heavenly Sword. Do you remember that one? Early PS3 days.
No.
It was from Ninja Theory, who these days are with Microsoft, working on Hellblade.
Oh, Hellblade.
But I mean, like it was Hellblade before Hellblade came along. But it was more inspired by God of War, so it was kind of that like the PS2 era God of Wars, but with the PS3 skin, a really cool female protagonist, and obviously just kind of improved visuals versus those first couple God of Wars. And it's really, really cool. I can't help but wonder if there's still like a temptation to go back to it, to kind of, especially if God of War does end after Ragnarok, if they kind of want to take a big break, then they could kind of create that same sort of character action game, but not have to, I don't know, ODS on God of War. So Heavenly Sword's really cool, and people should absolutely play it if you haven't already. And also, if you do it, it'll be cool to have trophies this time. End of that piece. Over to you.
So is this? We go on the second last one.
Yeah, let's go the whole
from 5 to 6.
Yeah, go two more.
Okay. So this one was a bit of not a controversial one. We had a little poll earlier in the year, which didn't go well.
Oh, yeah, okay.
A remake of Croc. Because apparently it's a very popular game from what we know.
It's just people don't appreciate Shane Warne like they ought to.
Well, maybe, yeah. But why not have a remake of Croc
into the
and
Gobbos?
then, yeah, the first one, not Croc 2. Just cause, just to see how, how rubbish it is. But it could not be rubbish. It could be really good if it was a remaster. But let's be honest, it'd probably be just be rubbish.
I think it could only end badly.
It's just body slamming on fire. And how does a crocodile walk on 2 legs? I don't know.
I mean,
I'm surprised actually. Out of all, I was gonna say out of all things, does the croc wear a backpack?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
So it definitely doesn't wear pants. So is it the only one that doesn't wear any item of clothing at all, compared to every other animal-based character?
No, Croc's Starkers, from the look of it.
Nothing. I mean, at least every other animal in a gaming franchise has clothing. Donkey Kong has a tie.
No pants.
Banjo has some
backpack,
shorts.
No hat. No
nothing.
T-shirt. No nothing.
What? All the Kongs wear shirts.
Whipping out that Croc dick. Oh, hang on.
Unbelievable.
In game, there's a backpack. No,
Yeah, it does have a backpack. Is it purple?
No, it's brown.
What a rubbish color that is.
Also, love that I found a website called myabandonware.com where I think they let you download Croc Legend of the Gobbos.
Oh, really?
Opening
don't want
that
it.
one for later.
I don't want it.
Thank you,
Hard
Internet.
pass.
Thank you, Internet. But anyway, that's enough Croc for now. All right, now we'll just get to the stuff that's really obvious. We'll start with Resistance. Give me a Resistance Fall of Man 2 and 3. Just remake them all. Hell, even just remaster them if that's what you want. But we need to get these things on the PS4/PS5 generation. It is not acceptable that Sony's best first-person shooter franchise just continues to sit there and gather dust. They were going to make a fourth one, and apparently Sony rejected it because it was going to be too similar in tone to The Last of Us. And
so everything gets compared to The Last of Us there. Oh, sorry, you can't do that. The Last of Us did it. It's just like a Simpsons did it situation. Last of Us did it.
Yeah. So
just like so does that mean if the Mandalorian comes back?
But they put out Days Gone.
Yeah, I mean the Mandalorian. Does that mean they're going to compare that to The Last of Us now because it's pretty much the same dude looking after a small infant?
A small infant. A young one, yes.
A youngling.
Youngling. There we go. Done. Infamous. Last of Us just kind of kills off everything apparently. So I don't know, but Resistance is awesome, and like I said, it's definitely their best first-person shooter franchise. Way better than Killzone. Killzone got all the love because Guerrilla couldn't do anything else at the time, but now they've got Horizon. They don't need to revisit Killzone. SOCOM, I think a lot of people thought SOCOM was on the cards, but there's been a big old leak apparently out of the PlayStation European studios that it's kind of the starting point for a lot of this stuff relating to Horizon's remake in the first place, but it kind of would suggest that there's no SOCOM going on there, so that's fine. Just give us Resistance. Insomniac, give us Resistance, and Sunset Overdrive while you're at it, but that really doesn't fit the bill of this conversation, so give us Resistance now, damn it. Matto, what's your final game? Or
my final game? Well, games. We'll say games. My final games is anything from the PS3 because in Australia we can't play any of them on the online thing because they can't figure out how to do it.
How to internet
PS3 games, and that's what I was going to say with the whole. It's called Xbox 360. Jim Ryan could say that. He's like, oh, you want to play PS3 games? Well, you can just go play it.
We have a platform for you. It's called PS3. We don't make them anymore, but you should buy one.
Yeah. See, because we can't play them because we're Australia. We're just not good enough for their other packages or whatever. And there's probably a lot of PS3 games out there that I didn't get to play because I came into the PS3 very late. I came 3 years after it. They stopped making it when the PS4 came out. That's when I got my first PS3.
Got mine here, ready to go. My shameless Naughty Dog sticker across the front. I think I got that when The Last of Us came out, maybe. Beautiful.
Even still plugged in.
It's got.
Whoa.
It's got Ratchet and Clank all for one sitting inside of it.
Oh look, I can't. Guess what?
Co-op game.
Guess what? I can't play that because it's only on the PS3 and I can't play it.
Ratchet and Clank all for one was an online, but also couch co-op multiplayer game that was pretty damn cool. But because of the co-op part, it wasn't as easy for people to play and kind of got kicked to the curb a little bit as a result. But anyway,
give me a PS3.
That's an example
give me
of
some
PS3 games. 100%. Just give it to us somehow. I don't even care if it doesn't fit the remake category. Just get the online up and running. Get your backwards compatibility working. Let us download the game so we don't have to stream them if you think our internet's so shit. Even though Nintendo can crowd
everyone else
stream
can
here.
do it. I mean,
yeah.
It's like the other two can do it. I don't see what your problem is. You said
Nintendo
you couldn't
can
cross.
Do it. Xbox can do
Just
it.
remember when they
Ubisoft
said, you couldn't do cross compatibility either. Nintendo and Xbox proved them wrong as well. Hey.
Yep, you're just assholes. So Sony, do it.
See, you're trying to talk to up to Microsoft, which is a tech company,
Yeah.
and you try to just tell them, "Oh, you can't do it," and they're like, "Yeah, you can."
Yeah, well, like we won't even break apart the console in the way you expect us to. We'll just create a firmware update that allows you to do it and then run it. Like Xbox is shitting all over your PlayStation in this respect. So get your act together. Last game fits into your PS3 era bucket anyway. It's Infamous. Give me Infamous 1 and 2, and even throw
Second Son.
No, Second Son's a PS4 game. No, I don't want to go down that path. That's more recent than The Last of Us.
I know the one you're talking about. That
Festival
female.
of Blood. Festival of Blood. No, because the one you're thinking of, the female character Fetch, that was First Light. That was the spin-off from Second Son. No, Festival of Blood was like that old school era of DLC or little expansions where it's like, here's this 2 or 3 hour spin-off game that you can go off and have a little bit of fun with. It's kind of built on all the stuff that we're already doing for you. Actually, look, if we're being realistic, that game was Sony's first toe into that sort of space, which then became Uncharted Lost Legacy, which became Horizon Zero Dawn's Frozen Wilds expansion, which became Ghost of Tsushima's Iki Island stuff. Like that was probably where that sort of idea first kind of kicked off within PlayStation, and it was a really fun game that obviously kind of was a bit disconnected story-wise because Cole's story doesn't sync up with it if you play them in the order they came out, but just ignore that. It's Sucker Punch having a bit of fun. So it's really, and I guess Miles Morales even fits into this kind of bucket that really started with Infamous Festival of Blood. So get those games on the PS3. They're awesome. Infamous is awesome, and I'm sick of Sony leaving it on the bench, even though I kind of understand their reasons. Not good enough. Remaster them at least. Get them back out there. Who knows? Maybe the sales will be really good and you'll be like, maybe Infamous and Spider-Man and Wolverine can live on the same platform. Maybe people just really like good quality superhero stuff. Doesn't seem like a crazy idea.
No, it's a too hard idea for them. It's just don't want to. Too hard.
I feel like they're almost waiting for a team to come along a bit like Sanzaru did when they came along and were like, hey, we want to make a new Sly game, and Sony's like, remaster the old ones, and then if it's good, we'll let you make a new game. So they did, and then they made a new game, and it was awesome. So maybe they just need to find a team of people who just love Infamous, want to create a new Infamous. All right, let's remaster those or remake those, and then if that goes well and people like it, you can go and make a new one. So someone do that. Don't make me start a studio myself that is there to make Infamous games, because I can't afford to start a studio.
This
needs to happen.
Paul James Studios and get someone else to run it.
Oh, we'll call it Infamous Studios. We won't even hide from what it's meant to be. We'll sit there calling Jim going, do you like the game yet? Do you like the game yet? Do you like the game yet? And he's like, oh, damn it, fine. Hangs up and calls me back an hour later with his lawyers to shut me down or to sign me up. Well, it can only go one of two ways, and I'll be excited to see how it goes. Jim,
just tell him to go. Tell him to go fly to Belgium.
Right here. You can call me Jim. Call me maybe.
And then we'll go to Microsoft and talk about how much we love COD.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, you like thing. That, Jim.
I'm almost burnt out on COD at this point. All this talk about it.
I'm just sick of hearing it. It's like, oh, don't let them buy Activision. Like, no, you don't care about Activision, Jim. You just care about COD.
Yeah,
exactly. If he just said, name 5 other Activision games, he'd be there for about 20 minutes. And don't look at Google, like Tony Hawk.
He'd come up with one other. He'd come up with... Oh, no, I was going to say he'd come up with Crash Bandicoot, but that's about it.
Yeah. Tony Hawk, nah. The Matt Hotham one.
Spyro, nah.
Spyro.
To be Guitar Hero.
Oh, yes. Forgot about Guitar
maybe
Hero.
Come up with Guitar Hero, yeah. I don't know.
DJ Hero.
So, to summarise what has become 12 games in total in the end, on Matto's side, he picked Siphon Filter, Driver,
Ivan.
Just driving.
Just not even bad driver. Just make a game called Driving. That's
Driving.
all you do. Is just drive. It's just a simulator.
Just cruising.
Just
Nowhere,
cruising.
just cruising. Siphon Filter, Driver, Point Blank, Ratchet and Clank, Croc, Legend of the Gobbos, not the sequel, just Legend of the Gobbos, and just PS3 games collectively, which then leans into mine, which was the God of War trilogy, but specifically 1 and 2 at least, The Getaway, Legend of the Dragoon, Heavenly Sword, Resistance, and Infamous. Jim, you've got 12 games to work from there that are all better options to remake than Horizon Zero Dawn. Though I will sit there and I'll absolutely play Horizon Zero Dawn.
I was going to go too far and say My Name is Mayo is probably a better remaster than Horizon, but that's going too far.
You're going places I can't go.
Right, I'm surprised you didn't say Final Fantasy 9. Or
because
your favorite one.
The Nvidia leak from the other year already announced that, or revealed that. So I'm just waiting. I am just patiently waiting. Remake Shane Warne 99 while you're at it.
Yes, damn well should.
All right, we'll wrap things up there. We've had a little chat about PAX. We've done Jim Ryan's job for him. Maybe he'll take someone who knows better's advice at some point and make far better decisions for his business. But we'll wait and see. Actually, putting a negative hat on, after they're done with Horizon, what do you see him potentially doing next? Like, genuinely, we've thrown our ideas what they should do. What do you think is the next stupid ass remake idea that they'll go through with?
Just what we got off PS4.
Yeah, it's probably realistically like late PS3 or PS4.
I'm just trying to think of the top of my head. Look at some games over here. I was just going to say God of War because that's how stupid.
That's my first thought. That's exactly where my head
stupid things are. Like the 2018 version here, not the old ones we're talking about.
No, I mean, like they put out Horizon Forbidden West, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, let's bring up Aloy's last adventure so it looks the same as her most recent one. Let's get them kind of on the same level. So that would be the exact same sort of story for God of War. So yeah, I reckon God of War might be next, and that's gonna get a lot of people angry.
That makes things worse because that's a 4-year-old game.
Well, maybe by the time it happens, it might be 5 plus, like Horizon. But yeah, it's dodgy shit, Jim Ryan. No one likes you. And on that really positive note, we'll wrap things up there. If you enjoyed this episode of Patched, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the buttons are down below. Hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live. That includes more Patched, Player 2 Plays, Gamer School, and a whole bunch more. Awesome stuff there, so please subscribe and go and check it out. Visit the website, player2.net.au, for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series Patched, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks, lower tiers early access, higher tiers monthly episode exclusives. And on the Patreon side, thanks, Aaron Bell, who I met at PAX Australia this weekend. One of our fans who on Saturday, Saturday we met, who's been a patron for years and years and years. And thank God Matt has been throwing out free. And if you need a patron pitch, Matt Houston has been tossing out free codes to people over the years as well. Something I had no idea about, but it's a damn good thing because we haven't been doing much on Patreon for a while. So, and it's kept the likes of Aaron there. So good job, Matt. Thanks for your support, Aaron. And it was kind of cool getting to stop and take a photo with you. So that was my celebrity moment. And finally, there's Twitter. Matto
_Phil.
Paul James Games for myself. The website's player2au. And until next week. No, what time is it? No, it's definitely, we're nowhere near updates yet. Until next week when we talk about, I don't know, some other horrible topic. I don't know. It's been a bit of a blur lately. Until next week, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you later. Fuck you, Jim.